How's it going, everyone? This is EK1 here, and today's video we're going to be taking a look at a New World build. Probably one of the builds I've been using since, probably level 15 or 20, all the way up to level 40, which I am now. Yes, I'm aware I'm pretty far behind on the leveling, but I have had some time off. I've not been able to actually grind it out fully. Now, this build is going to be utilizing damage, so it's going to be high damage build. Not much health, but you'll have enough health to survive, so don't worry about that. But it is basically going to be using the Ice Gauntlet and the Fire Staff. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and click the little notification bell to be notified every time we upload a video. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Because, it's for under 60s. This is not an end game build. This is a build that's going to get you through what you have to get through, and also be able to defeat enemies higher level than you. We'll show you some gameplay of the build at the end. Now, I do have mine set up how I like it. You can adapt some of it, but we'll go ahead and tell you about those adaptations you can make in the build, and also tell you about a couple of changes that I will eventually be making with this build. This build is probably going to last until I hit level 60 at least, and then I'm going to try and go into other things, but I am having so much fun with this build right now. Now, on YouTube, of course, everyone's level 60 and everyone's doing level 60 builds, so this is why this is here. Now, as you can see, my character is only level 40, which you can see in the bottom left-hand corner even, and I've only got some green gear and blue gear because, you know what, it's not all maxed out. I haven't crafted any of this. This is literally what I have found. This is none of it's crafted. It's literally just from missions, quests, etc. Now, let's start with, obviously, we're going to go for the Fire Staff. And on the Fire Staff, I haven't got very high fire damage, but it's 78 fire damage, 33 arcane damage, and 19 intelligence. Now, this build is going to be primarily around intelligence. So, 19 intelligence, we've got Empowered 2, which is 30% damage, is converted to arcane. Damage scales off base weapon stat or intelligence, whichever is higher. And then I've got Lost Bane, plus 11 damage to Lost, which helps, if you're in that area, of course. Then for the Gauntlet, we are using a low-level Gauntlet. This is only a level 31 Gauntlet. The Fire Staff is level 37, but this is a level 31 Gauntlet. It has 17 intelligence, 103 ice damage, and then it has Brash 1, which is 15% damage against targets with full health. And then Chain Ice, so basic attack hits triggers an ice chain that bounces between close targets. So basically, when you hit people, it just shoots off a chain and links to somebody else and does a little bit of damage to them. And of course, on the actual armor itself, I'm just going to run intelligence. The mods here really don't make that much of a difference right now because I haven't spec'd into them at all. They're just random mods, but it's working very well. But I'll still go through them. It's Physical Ward, 1% physical damage absorption, and then Refreshing Ward reduces active cooldowns by 1.3% after being hit 5 times. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. This one has 13 intelligence. It has Freedom, Slow Stun, and Silence expires 3.9% faster. That's okay if you're, maybe PvP and you get stuck in the ice or something like that. So, and then on the arms, again, intelligence 15 on the intelligence. No stats at all on this. Then 13 intelligence on the legwear. And then on the footwear, we have blue and we've got intelligence and focus. Although I really would like this just to be all intelligence or intelligence and trying to think what it's called, Constitution. There we go. So you'd want that as intelligence and Constitution if anything, but if not, have full intelligence on there. This has Fireward, plus 2% fire damage absorption, and reduces active cooldowns by 1.3%, so it's Refreshing Ward again on this roll. Now, as I say, the rolls to me didn't really matter because we're still getting to that level 60. We're still lower level. We shouldn't really have to worry about these things right now. Well, at least I don't anyway. I don't know if I'm wrong in saying that, but I don't worry about these, and I've been cruising through the missions. Even quests that are like 3 and 4 levels higher, 5 levels higher, I'm still not dying and I'm doing some good damage. Now, we do have some of the jewelry equipped. We've got Monarch's Wish with plus 11 Constitution, and then it's got health on it as well. You have 5.5% more maximum health. It helps me out quite a lot. Constitution's good to have, and I'll show you exactly why in a second. I also have some more jewelry here, which is 13 intelligence, And then I've got refreshing, reduces maximum cooldowns by 1.9%. And then I've also got Weaver's Hoops. This has 10 dexterity and 6 constitution. Again, I'd want ideally intelligence on there, but hey, it's got reduced max cooldowns by another 2.1% as well. Now, the reason we're speccing in to intelligence is, of course, because we're using the Ice Gauntlet and the Fire Staff. So they're both under this category. So it scales with intelligence, scales with intelligence. Get that as high as you possibly can. Now, I want to go through and show you exactly why on the Constitution now we're over 50. Because there's a purpose. Because when you get to 50, you're going to get all health consumables 20% stronger. So anything that you take is 20% stronger. And then you get your plus 10% login speed. For me, that really helps. Just the login speed. We know how slow login can be. So it's definitely worth getting that at least to 50. We've gone a little bit over now because we've got that piece of jewelry on, which puts that to 56. But I was dead on 50. And then that could have been a little bit higher. So if you go to the next one, it increases your max health by 10% of your physical armor. But it minus a 10% reduction on durability loss for tools. I don't want to go any higher. I literally want to stay at 50. And then this is where all of the damage and all of the actual build is going to be intelligence. Get this as high as you can. The higher level you get, of course, the higher you're going to be able to get this. But so let's, for example, the first 50 points, you're going to get 10% damage to light and heavy magic attacks. And then plus 10% harvest speed. Then when you go to 100, you're going to get plus 10% to critical hit damage. And then plus 5% chance for 1 Azoth when harvesting, which helps a lot if you're running out of Azoth. And then when you get 150, 15% to elemental damage, and then minus 10% decrease in weight of harvested items. So if you are going out and you're farming, you're getting these harvested items, definitely worth getting this up. The next one is going to be good, plus 10 mana after a dodge, and plus 10 harvest speed. And then we're going to go for the plus 30% duration to damage over time spells. This is going to help us with this build once we level this up. So this is, as I say, it's going to be lasting. It's going to go on. We're going to probably still be using this at 60 if I'm being honest, if I can, just with better stats. It also gives us plus 10% yield increase when harvesting. And then on here, plus 30% damage on first hit and full health target. That's crazy because we've got the other thing with full health damage on it as well. And then minus 10% reduction in Azoth travel costs. So you definitely want to get this maxed out if you possibly can. Now for me, weapon mastery wise, let's start with the Fire Staff. I haven't leveled these maxed out, so these are still like at a reasonable normal level. You know, as you can see, none of my stuff is really leveled up that much. So we're just going to go for the Fire Staff first. I have gone Pillar of Fire. So a targeted spell that deals 134% weapon damage. It costs 15 mana. And then under that, Pillar of Fire deals 40% more damage to foes at full health. And then gain 10% of your max mana back per enemy hit by Pillar of Fire. So basically have that Pillar of Fire. You want to go for these ones. So Spell Slinger, your abilities gain an extra 15% chance to critical strike. And then I've gone for while holding a Fire Staff, your critical strike damage is increased by 20%, which is very, very good. On top of that, we're going for the Fireball, and that's going to have you fire off a heavy fireball that deals 140% weapon damage on impact and leave a 3-meter burning field that lasts 6 seconds. The burning field delaying 10% weapon damage, dealing 10% weapon damage each second, and it costs 25 mana. And then the next one down, Fireball's burning field persists for 9 seconds. And direct hits with Fireball gives you 10% of your max mana and reduces your Fire Staff cooldowns by 7%. So you can get your cooldowns back, you can get your Pillar of Fire back really fast. Now, it's got Singe as well. When you get a critical hit with a Fire Staff, cause burning, dealing 3% weapon damage each second for 6 seconds. Then if you haven't taken damage in the last 3 seconds, you deal 10% more damage, which is pretty good. And then, of course, we've got these here, but we're eventually going to work on our way over to this area. I think I'm probably going to go... I don't know which route I'm going to go here. Maybe Burnout, just to dash through people. I don't know. We're going to have a look at that. Maybe we'll do an updated version of the build once we have done, once we've leveled this stuff up. So with the Ice Gauntlet, now I go separate. I go a different way here. I'll show you the way that people generally go with this. They always usually go for the Ice Storm, and I'll show you why. Then they go for the Ice Shower, and then the Entombed. Now I'm going Ice Storm, Ice Pylon, Entombed. And I just love using the pylon. I'll go into it in a second, but I absolutely love it. So on here, we've got Cold Reach, increased damage of light and heavy attacks by 15% for targets farther than 15 meters. We then have Energized Critical, which increase critical damage of ice spells by 15% when at full stamina. Recover 15 mana after triggering a critical hit on a target. And then let's go into what the Ice Storm does. A ranged attack that deals 17% weapon damage every 0.25 seconds and slows enemies with a 5-meter radius frosted area. 25% slow, 20-meter range, and 5-second duration. If you go down in the tree, Weakening Gust, incoming damage is increased by 10% for 3 seconds to enemies in Ice Storm if below 50% health. Ice Storm mana cost is decreased by 80% at full mana. And increased damage by 10% for each enemy in the ice. So you really want to get everyone in this ice. It would be good if you could literally put them in the ice and then flip over to the other weapon and then start damaging, but it stops. It doesn't, the ice actually stops doing damage. I don't know why that happens, but it's just been doing that. I'm sure at the beginning it used to do it, but I don't know. Then you got Gathering Storm, hit with 3 consecutive light attacks to grant players 15% mana. Increase critical chance of hitting an enemy in a frosted area or with frostbite by 20%. And then we have the Heavy Freeze. Heavy attacks will freeze a target if hit in an Ice Storm or with frostbite for 1 second. Doesn't sound a lot, but it's that split second that counts. Now the pylon is basically like a turret. If you've ever played like Division or Destiny or anything like that, there's like an ice turret or a turret that freezes you. It's basically the same. A placed ice pylon that fires ice projectiles dealing 50% weapon damage at enemies with a 20-meter range for 15 seconds or until killed. Ice pylon creates a 1-meter radius frost area that enables frost powers. So if you're standing near that, you're going to get extra for doing the frost powers. Eventually, I'm going to increase some of this. So the next one down is increased damage of ice pylon by 10% for slow targets. And then you're going to go down and down and down. But for now, let's just stick to what we do have. And that is Quick Frost. Increase speed by 10% in a frosted area. So it means you move 10% faster. The next one I'm going to go for is Entombed when I unlock it. Players can entomb themselves in an ice to become invulnerable and greatly increase mana regen. The Ice Tomb has a lifetime of 10 seconds and can be destroyed. Players have 2 options to cancel Entombed. Exit by pressing the right mouse button, or break out of the Ice Tomb by pressing left mouse button, causing a damaging knockback for 20 mana. So this is actually really good for NPCs. So if you just literally go into Entombed, wait a few seconds, and then left click your mouse, it basically does a burst and you can actually kill the NPCs. It does quite a lot of damage. And then we're going to go for the next 2 down. So that is the build. Basically, let's show you some footage of this build working in a PvE environment. I haven't really used this in PvP yet. I haven't really bothered with PvP if I'm being honest. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comment section below what your build is, what you're running right now. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next one.